Virginia Tech. And the Hokies will get us started with the opening kickoff. On the run from inside his own 5. The coverage team maintains his discipline, not much doing on that return. So SMU's offense will get first crack at it today. And are we ever lucky to see these two great quarterbacks in action here today? And Jesse, it won't be long before we'll see them squaring off on Sunday.
Yeah, these guys can both stress a defense for similar reasons, and we've seen it all year long, right? Both guys have tremendous arm talent, and both guys can hurt you running the football as well. So these defenses are really going to have to be careful with how they try and defend these two quarterbacks, David. This one could come down to which guy has the ball last.
Yeah, which is really, really cool.
And the Heat gets there, and they get him down at the 14-yard line.
Coming into the game, the defense talked about, man, they really wanted to get to this quarterback. Well, it didn't take long. 2 plays in, they get to him, and they get the sack.
Dropping back, it's Rios. Got his man to the left. That kind of play will get a drive started or help your field position. They've got it at the 27. Wants to throw on first down. Outside the pocket, lets it go. Complete in the middle. A quick tackle made, but he's got plenty for the first down. Caught in the backfield, it's Swan. Nice pickup there, gets him the first down and sets him up at the 45-yard line.
I'll tell you, this guy has to get touches early in games. They're doing a good job of that right now. He's so dangerous once he has the ball in his hands. And I think if you're on offense, you move him around and you find more creative ways to get him involved.
Unloads to the right. Pulls it in. They are on the move down to the 32, and they pick up another first down.
Gain of 13. And that's good enough for a first down.
And the Mustangs come to the line with a new set of downs. Quickly complete. And he's brought down after a nice gain. Down to the 18-yard line, it's 1st and 10. Quarterback on the keeper. Stopped in the backfield. He's going to lose 3 yards on the play. Put themselves in a bit of a bind with that last one. It's 2nd and 14. Looking to fire. Here's a Heat. Zings it complete to the right. He'll be forced out of bounds. They'll mark it at the 13. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. These fans touching the figurative Hokie stone, doing their part to help out on 3rd down. Back to throw, it's Rios. He's got it on the run. Touchdown, Mustangs. A great catch and run for 6.
You love as a head coach to watch your offense take the field and establish a rhythm and consistency the way they did there. Everything they dialed up was working to perfection. They go 10 plays on the opening drive and cap it off with a touchdown.
They get set for the point after as we have the first score of the game. And the extra point is good, and it's 7-0. They're coming out to tee it up for the kickoff, and that last score was a real buzzkill for this crowd. From inside the 10-yard line, he'll bring it back. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. So the Virginia Tech Hokies offense will go to work for the first time. And the story is going to be in this one. Will this quarterback be able to operate before that big fella on the defensive front gets right in his grill, Jesse?
And listen, he's one of the best quarterbacks in the country, but he better play with the clock in his head in this one. He's not going to have a lot of time. There were a lot of quarterbacks around the SEC that probably felt this way back when they played the Georgia Bulldogs and David Pollock, right?
Yeah, especially those real teams with Jordan Davis and Nolan Smith and Jalen Carter. But, like, here's what's fun. You can't throw the ball off your back. And that's what this guy's going to try to do. Get to the quarterback, affect him. The bottom line is every quarterback becomes really human when you hit him. Can he hit him and make him human?
Punt is on its way. He looks it in and makes the fair catch, and they'll have it at the 32. They'll start this drive at the 33-yard line. They'll go to the ground. All things considered, he's probably lucky to be back to the line of scrimmage. Didn't get much done on that first play of the drive. It's 2nd and 11. Looking to throw, it's Rios. Quickly out on the screen to the wide receiver. And he's able to shed one tackle and gets a pretty good pickup. The Mustangs are at the line looking to convert on 3rd and short. On 3rd and short, they'll try to pick it up with the pass. That'll be enough for the first down, and they'll mark it at the 48. Pass completion, move the sticks, and let's see if they try it again. To the air on 1st down. Looking left. Complete downfield. Defense needs to regroup as he gets it down to the 26. And the Mustangs racing to the line in the hurry-up.
As a head coach, you love to see your quarterback locked in early in games. And in the first drive, leads the offense down to a touchdown, throws a TD pass, and here he is again, making a really good decision and a very accurate throw to pick up that first down.
Got 3 on 1st down at 2nd and 7. Got his man! And the defense was right there to make the tackle, but not before they get it to the 12 and set up in the red zone.
And that's a first down.
Sends it back in motion. Wants to go up top on 1st down. Grabbed behind the line. It's Guerrero. The defense wouldn't let him loose there, and it was a completion, but they lost yardage. 2nd down, they'll go to the air. Trying to set up the screen. They get it down to the 7 on that pass play in prime position for a score. Boy, they'd love to pick up this conversion and go to work with a 1st and goal. He wants to throw it again. Fires to the end zone. It's incomplete, and this ought to be a boost of confidence for this defense, getting a stop against these guys on 3rd down. On 4th down, looking to pass. Can't make the connection, and the defense gets a 4th down stop. We'll see what this offense can do sitting inside its own 20. Coming out on 1st down with the play fake. He's got an open man. They finally get to him, but what a play there to pick up the 1st down. Timeout called by the defense. It's their first of the half as they'll go to the sideline and try to make adjustments. Now on 1st and 10 from the 29. Looking downfield on 1st down. Got it in the middle. It's Dyer. Ripping off a pretty good chunk of yardage. They've got it out to the 41 with the 1st down. They'll move the wide receiver. From the gun, running back on the move. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield. The Hokies have put themselves in dire straits after that last play. It's 2nd and a mile. Each brought down, but he went backwards after that completion, not the way they had it drawn up.
Loss of 6. Brings up 3rd down.
That's the end of the period, and SMU has the lead. Guys, let's have a look at the stats as we've played one period. Lots of time left, and we're ready to get back to it and open the 2nd period. So they had a chance to talk over this 3rd down play to open the period. Looking downfield, and he needs a bunch. Using the back as a receiver on the screen. He stopped short of the sticks. They tried to pick it up with the screen, but they'll be facing a 4th down. They boot it away. He'll field the punt and take it back. Couldn't get away from that cover team, and they've got him down at the 23. Opening play of this drive will come from From the gun, they'll try to impose their will. Gets the nose of the ball to the 25, giving 1. Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Intercepted, and the defense has set him up. And they'll get him down after a solid return.
And that's such a great job of seeing the play, seeing it unfold, breaking on the football, making the interception, and you will absolutely never forget getting that first career INT, that big play, that big moment.
And we're about to get another look at this Hokie offense. After a punt on their last possession, they are set up in plus territory this time.
And honestly, it wouldn't have mattered if they scored a touchdown their last possession. You've got to be able to turn the page and see this is a brand new opportunity to go get points.
Yeah, and your defense has set you up for in a position to get points right away. Now, let's get this offense back rolling again, create some momentum, just get a few first downs, and I'm in scoring position.
He stopped just short of the goal line, but they'll have it 1st and goal from the 1. They'll try to run it in. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Hokie! When you're handed a break with unbelievable field position like that, you better finish the deal, and they did.
You saw the quarterback jog on the field. I think he gave a high five to every one of those players coming off that just put them in position to go score that touchdown. That QB knew this was a golden opportunity, and boy, he took advantage of it.
Well, you could draw a line in the middle, and he would have hit that thing. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Gentlemen, want to jump in and let you know what's going on in this top 25 showdown. Texas Tech is showing little remorse for its opponent today. Feels like ever since they arrived at the stadium, that Red Raiders offense has been a buzzsaw. They're up 14 over West Virginia. We'll circle back. If anything big happens, you should know about in this one, the Big 12, or anywhere else. Ben?
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. Back to pass, it's Rios. Nowhere close on that one, and he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face 3rd down. Looking to throw for it. Makes the grab. He'll get a fresh set of downs, stopped at the 31-yard line. The Mustangs will have it 1st and 10. Here's the handoff. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see which way that's going to go.
Illegal blocking.
The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. Snaps it in the shotgun. Picked off, and they ruin an early drive with the turnover. A return there would have just been icing on the cake. They'll just have to settle for the cake at the 23.
Man, what a great break on the football. Nice job seeing it, squeezing. A lot of those defensive guys, man, they don't have great hands all the time, but you always remember your first interception. They'll always remember this moment.
Couldn't ask for better starting field position for this offense. From the gun, running back gets to give. The freshman brought down after a really nice run there. Down to the 12-yard line, it's 1st down. Tight end in motion, see how the D reacts. He'll pull it on the read. And he runs it in for the score. Touchdown, Virginia Tech.
The defense has got to do a better job of taking the most dangerous man. That's the guy with the football in his hands. Force him to do something with it. You can't just let him keep the ball and go score.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And the extra point is true, and they're on top by 7. They didn't have a whole lot of real estate in front of them when they took over possession, but they wasted no time. Couple of plays into the end zone. And he takes this from inside the 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. We'll see what they can do on this drive that starts at the 16-yard line. Looking to pass. It's Rios. He's got it. And they get to him and knock him down to prevent a bigger gain. After that last completion, it's second down. Now the play fake. Fires to the wideout. On target over the middle. They stay aggressive and push their way out to the 33, and it's first down.
At the 33. And that's good enough for a first down.
They'll run it to the right. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. Wants to go up top. Fires to the middle. What a job to lay out and make the catch. And the Mustangs in the hurry-up.
Man, that's a tough play to make. When you're that far down the field and you're trying to control your body and run as you're laying out, that's a really great effort, really good concentration, and that is how you make your quarterback look really good.
Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on second down. Back to pass. Grabbed over the middle. It's Swan. He stops him at the 31, but not before. He picks up 10 yards on the play. Leaves it with the running back. And some room to work. And this one will be stopped for no gain. Lost yardage on that last one. It's 2nd and 11. Off the play fake. Looking to the big tight end. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. The tackle is made, but he's got it first and goal from the 6.
Well, this offense told us coming in they were going to challenge this secondary early and often. They were going to use their speed to their advantage and take advantage of this quarterback's touch and arm talent. And they already in the second quarter, they've got over 200 yards thrown.
A first down run in the red zone. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, SMU. After that, there might be a few extra tackling drills in practice this week.
Listen, when you only got one guy there, it makes it really hard to get to the ground. You need a swarm. Where are my other guys? You got to get 1, 2, 3 more guys to the football and make sure you get them on the ground.
Looking for the tie with the extra point. And he added the extra point. An 84-yard drive there. They're getting set to kick it away, and that last score took a little oomph out of this crowd. He'll start the return inside his 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. Wide receiver comes in motion. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. Well, will they dial up on 2nd and a long way to go? We'll take a quick break here. 2 minutes to play in the first half. Working well behind the sticks on 2nd down. Looking to fire. Almost had the completion. Just missed it. They couldn't connect on 2nd down. Now staring at a 3rd and 9. Motion from the back. On 3rd and long, he's going to have to throw for it. Quick timeout by the defense there, trying to make sure everyone has the same call. And the Hokies will line up to punt it away. 3 and out, they got stuck in reverse. They hope the punt can bail them out. Fair catch, called for and made. Pulls and fires complete. Oh, what a move to get open. He got loose, almost housed it, finally dragged down at the 32.
Yeah, and what a nice job seeing it, reacting, and throwing it. When you run these RPOs, you want to read the defense really quickly. Is he playing run? Okay, boom, I'm going to throw the slant right behind him. Nice job by the QB.
Quick completion on the out. Excellent job working through the air. They're finding a hole in that defense and picking up a first down.
Gain of 17 on the play. First down for the offense.
They're in the red zone, and they'll pass it. Good timing on the quick out. They wanted to get the ball to the tight end, and they've already done it 5 times, and we're not even to the half.
I'm about to say mission accomplished. That's what they want to do. Take advantage of the matchup, right? Zone or man, I like my big fella. I like using the tight end all I can. Great job working him into the offense. He's a playmaker. Find him.
To the air, it's Rios. Finds his big tight end. He gets it oh so close to the first down marker, but I think he's going to be a touch short. And on 4th down, they'll try to put 3 on the board. Oh, that one will leave a mark. No good. And here in the second quarter, we remain all knotted up.
Well, everybody in the stadium thought that was an automatic 3. Not so fast. Bad miss by the kicker.
They'll snap it from the 20 for the opening play of this drive. Looking to throw on 1st down. He misses his man. The accuracy just not what it needed to be on that play. After that last incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from their own 20. Spits it out to the back. Just too much juice on that one as he airmails his receiver out of bounds. Not exactly the ideal situation for this offense. 3rd and long, backed up inside their 20. He's got his man across the middle. And boy, is he close to that 1st down, maybe just a couple of inches short. The defense going to stop the clock with a timeout. They want to make sure they have everybody on the same page. Punt is in the air. Fair catch is collected at the 24. And they'll start this drive going to the air. Makes the grab. And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain. Clock's running, and they'll try to get to the line warp speed for 2nd down. Wants to go up top. Fires to the big fella. And he'll make his way out of bounds after the solid pickup. Sandman entered earlier, and now they're trying to make it go night-night on this 3rd down. Catch in the middle. It's Guerrero. He'll have enough to move the chains. It's 1st down at the 38. That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update.
Men, it should come as no surprise that we have ourselves a fun matchup in Blacksburg. And talk about a good competitive game so far. Not saying this has been the best first half we've seen in the history of these two programs, but they've matched each other's intensity, and the result has been, well, a good competitive game so far. They don't call me the most creative man in broadcasting for nothing, you know. With that said, let's send it back to the guys at Lane Stadium.
The Mustangs will kick it away to crank up the second half. On the move from inside is 5. And the returner is stopped. Good news, I guess. A lot of room to work with as they start this drive from their own 15. They'll start the 3rd quarter with the run. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball. 2nd down, they'll go to the air. The quick out. They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks. Passing game very effective on 2nd down. What about here on 3rd? They'll throw it to the back on the screen. Has plenty for the 1st down, and they stop him at the 28. The Hokies come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Quick release on the RPO. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground to cover to pick up the 1st. Holds and fires complete to the right. He's there to make the stop, and they threw it in reverse, losing yardage on that play. They just keep firing. Gets it out quickly. He'll have enough to move the chains. It's First down at the 38. And the Hokies look to keep this drive humming. Looking to throw on first down. Got his man on the right. He snagged him, but he'll be stopped short of the first down. Good, solid pickup on that play. The Hokies can play this second down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. It's complete to the left. And he's almost to that first down marker. They're saying he's a little bit short. They might want to bring out the sticks and measure, but it looks as if he'll be just short of the first down. They've already moved the chains a couple of times on this drive, now out close to midfield. He'll keep it himself. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender. So now it's second and long. The give to the tailback. Stopped in the backfield. He's going to lose 3 yards on the play. Long drive continues as the offense keeps working the ball down the field. On third and long, try to convert through the air. Intercepted. Nice pickup on the return, but more important, they got the takeaway, and now they're in business.
Such a great job by the defensive back, dropping beyond the sticks, understanding where the ball's going, breaking on the football. Great eyes, great vision, and great hands. Looked like a wide receiver getting that INT.
The SMU offense is headed back onto the field. Pulls and fires it complete to the right. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain. They're dealing with a second and long. Got the quick pass. He'll be shoved out of bounds at the 35-yard line. And the Mustangs come to the line on third and short, hoping to keep the drive alive. Off-play action. Can't make the connection on third down thanks to that tough, hard-nosed pass defense, and now it's fourth down. Tries to get it on the ground. And the runner is down, and so is the flag.
Hold on.
A very productive play until it was wiped out by that penalty, and they'll go back to work. They kick it away on fourth down. And that is just about a perfect punt as he pins them deep inside the 10-yard line. Wants to throw on first down. Receiver wasn't ready for the throw, incomplete. Man, what a finish we could have. Tie game, third quarter here, 2nd and 10. Couldn't connect on first down, now back to the air. Hauls it in. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down marker. They'll snap it from the gun on third down. And the incomplete pass will bring up fourth down. And the Hokies will send out the punt unit. This will be the 5th kick of the night. Yet another punt on the way. Got to make sure that hamstring stays loose. He's been busy. Excellent coverage that time. Didn't give him any room to set up a big return. The Mustangs have the ball back and ready to go to work. Heel off one deep down the left side. Snags it. Touchdown Mustangs. And that one will put them up here in the second half.
One of the reasons this offense is so exciting to watch, they've got guys that are dangerous after the catch. And if this quarterback gets through his progression, David, hits you in stride, these guys will take it to the house.
Man, it's your job to do the rest, right? You hit me in stride where I don't have to stop running. I don't have to break down. It makes it so easy. The connection between quarterback, wide receiver, you can tell this is a good one, and that's why they got 6 on that play.
And with the extra point, the score is now 21-14. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Guys, let's take a look at what's happening in a great top 25 matchup. Illinois is dominating this one thanks to an offense that's done whatever it's wanted since the opening kickoff. They're up by 15 over Washington. It's an outcome that, if it holds, will have Big Ten fans buzzing all week. Guys?
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. Good, solid, determined run there. They'll mark him down at the 27. Wants to fire on second down. He makes the grab. And he's got enough for the first down. It'll be at the 35. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. To the air on first down. And he drops it. Just took his eye off of it at the last minute. Try to make up for some of that lost ground on second down. They'll send the back in motion. They'll go back to the air on second down. Nowhere to go, and the ball is loose. Oh, the offense lucky to fall on that loose football.
Well, ball security doesn't just apply to running backs and receivers. QB's got to keep two hands on the ball as well. And they're very lucky after that fumble that the offense jumped on.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On third and long, doesn't need to take the check down. Fires one high and deep. And they wanted it all on third down, but now dealing with fourth down. The Hokies will try to pin them back with the punt. They'll be forced to kick for the 6th time tonight. And the punt team gets down there and gets the return man on the ground. They'll put the ball in play from their own 30-yard line. Out of the gun, the running back has it. Finding a way to put that foot in the ground and get it up to the 37-yard line. The Mustangs can really attack on this second and short. Run the shotgun, the handoff to the back. And he is just engulfed at the line by this giant defensive tackle. And you want to talk about his favorite receiver, it might be everybody based on the number of guys getting touches and a chance to show off their hands in the passing game. When you're dealing with a deficit like this, it's all about somebody stepping up to make a play, and you might as well start here in the fourth quarter. To the air, it's Rios. Just a short pass to the tight end. He works his way across the 40-yard line. They'll mark him out of bounds at the 41. Wants to go up top on first down. It's complete to the right. And he's knocked down immediately, but a good pickup on that play. And the Mustangs with a second and short to keep this drive moving. Quickly complete. All down, but he has enough to move the chains. Here they come, 1st and 10 from the 48. One back in the backfield, and they'll give it to it.
And how about this offense, man? Being able to succeed, still winning without their bell cow, without their star being their star. This offense has not had a great game on the ground, but they're still in the lead.
To the air on second down. Knew where he wanted to go with it, but couldn't find his target. It's incomplete. These fans touching the figurative Hokie stone, doing their part to help out on third down. They'll pick up enough yardage for the first down. They've got it at the 30. The Mustangs kept this drive moving on the ground. Now back to work. They'll give it to the back. Hard running there. He gets it across the 25 to the 24. Give him 5 on the carry. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. And the Mustangs with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. Pulls it on the bootleg fake. Finds his tight end. They're able to get him stopped just shy of the first down marker. Already in chip shot field goal range at the 21, but this third and short, they're still thinking touchdown. Just across the 20 with a first down at the 19. The Mustangs pounded the rock to move the sticks, now back to work. To the ground, he's got it again. And he never had a chance, just stopped cold as soon as he got it. His drive was clicking along, but now it's 2nd and 14. To the air, it's Rios. And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf. And the Mustangs are way behind the sticks on this 3rd and forever. Looking to throw, and he needs a bunch. And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete. So on 4th down, here comes the field goal kicker in a huge spot. Absolutely center cut. And now the lead is even bigger.
That's a big drive for this offense in the 4th quarter. Now to take a 2-possession lead, you got the other offense where you want them. Now you get to rush the passer, make them pass a little bit more, and don't give up those big plays. You're in a really good spot now.
Here he comes from inside his own 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. They're going to open this drive with a pass. And the quarterback goes down at the 11-yard line.
And protecting their quarterback is job number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, as many as you want to put it up. They got to make sure they take care of him so he can make those plays. Defense wins this rep. They win up front, get to the quarterback, and get the sack.
And the Hokies trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. Going to sling it on 2nd down. Those two failed to make the connection. It's an incomplete pass. This defense has kept them backed up. Now one more stop, and they can get off the field on 3rd and long. Bring in the heat. Got it set up on the outside. He did not make it a stone wall on 3rd down.
On the play. 4th down coming up.
On 4th down, looking for the completion. Picked off. What a play to set him up. And they'll close in on him after a good return on the interception.
And that's a really good job by the defense, understanding the situation of football. It's 4th down. It's late in the game. You got a multi-possession lead. Take away all the deep stuff. Make them force the football into coverage. They do, and they stamp this game.
The SMU offense is headed back onto the field. Jesse, they had to kick a field goal the last time they had it.
Yeah, and oftentimes early in games, you're just trying to find your rhythm. Some things work, some don't on that first drive, David. It'd be interesting to see what happens here on the 2nd drive.
Yeah, you got a feel for the defense now. You understand what they're trying to do, what their game plan is. Now you get to go into phase 2 of your game plan.
He's going for the goal line. Touchdown, SMU! And they take it in for 6 more points. That'll give them a little more breathing room as they try to push this winning streak to 5.
That's number 2 on the day, having a day. I mean, you know he's going to catch the football, and you know he's going to make plays after he catches. Those are the kind of guys that you feature and you find them, and they produce like this, you keep finding them.
And that extra point is a big one as they now have a 3-possession, 17-point lead in the 4th.
SMU 31, Virginia Tech 14.
And here's the return. And they'll get him on the ground as the offense comes out to start the next drive. They'll try to put something together, backed up a bit, starting at their own 13. Gets the back moving. Looking downfield on 1st down. And he drops it just a little too slippery in the hands. Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. Back to pass. Quickly to the tight end. make up the game plan and not a lot on the play sheet for this. 3rd and long from inside their own 20. From the gun, wants to pass. Quickly out to the tight end. He stopped at the 15. Not enough for the first down, and you'd think we'd see the punt team. Kick is in the air. Surprisingly makes a fair catch just outside the 40-yard line. First snap of this drive comes from their own 41. Power football with the run. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield. After getting knocked back to open this drive, it's 2nd and 12. The pull and throw off the RPO. And he goes out of bounds after a nice pickup on that one. Let's see what they find in the playbook for 3rd and long from the 43. Looking to throw, it's Rios. Under fire. Has no choice but to throw it away, and it'll bring up 4th down. The Mustangs send out the punt unit. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. And the punt hits at the 8 and goes into the end zone for the touchback. And Virginia Tech sends the offense onto the field. They didn't get much done the last time they had it, and to punt it away from deep in their own territory, hoping this drive will be more productive. Running free. Just like that. A huge gain, and they've got it inside the 10. They'll mark it at the 8. They'll go to the air. Looking for the goal line. That completion will take it inside the 4, and the offense is threatening. They'll go to work in the air on 2nd down. Touchdown, Hokies! Grab the short pass to put the 6 on the board.
One of the areas they really focused on with this receiver in the offseason was, we need you to make more plays for us in the end zone. When we're taking shots, we need you to be able to step up and make tough catches. And David, what a grab right there.
And I think a lot of that has to do with trusting your guy, knowing where he's going to be, knowing when he's going to sit down, when he's not, so being on the same page, and then having a guy that can go get it. Just when the ball is near him, he's going to make the play, just like he did right there for 6 points.
And with the extra point, every little bit counts as they get closer. They are running out of time here. They need to get the ball back. They'll line up for the onside kick. A few anxious moments there, but the hands team, true to its name, as they make the grab and get the ball. The Mustangs have the ball back and ready to go to work. They keep it on the ground. Clock is their friend. Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. And the Mustangs in a good spot here with 2nd and short. They go to the ground. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. Wants to throw. It's Rios. Nowhere to go with the ball, and down he goes at the 39.
This defense has the ability to get pressure on the QB from the edge. And that don't necessarily mean from defensive ends, but from the outside linebackers. These guys get in their sprinter stances, and they come off the ball. That outside linebacker showed you his speed right there.
Clock stops. We have reached the 2-minute timeout, and this offense just a couple of minutes away from putting one in the win column. And it slips just inside that right upright. And they'll push that lead out a little further. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Big one this week in the SEC. Heck, they're all big ones in that conference. Missouri has the lead right now. Columbia has just been jumping all week. But this game is hardly over. There is time left on that clock. They're up by 4 over Tennessee. It's an outcome that, if it holds, will have SEC fans buzzing all week. Guys?
Thanks for the update on that one. Kevin, let us know when it goes final. Finds the tight end. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there. Still a bit short of the first down. Everybody has to be set. They have to get it off. Second down, he'll throw it. Snagged out of the air. He'll get a fresh set of down, stopped at the 31-yard line. Looking to throw on first down. Firing to the right, complete. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground covered. Pick up the first. Back to pass on second down. Got his man quickly. He's into plus territory, knocked out of bounds after the nice game. Mark it at the 47. The Hokies with the 1st and 10. Looking to throw on first down. Oh, he makes the catch.
And that's exactly what this defense needs to do. The clock is your friend. Try to keep him in bounds. No big plays, and let that clock just tick.
And he really needed to hold on to that one, but it was not loose, and third down is coming. And the Hokies come to the line on 3rd and short, looking to keep the drive moving. He's going to look for a man on 3rd and short. Complete and looking for enough for the first down. Coach has no choice here. The offense has to stay on the field, down multiple possessions this late. 4th down attempt coming. Throws to the wideout. Makes a catch. First down and maybe a lot more. Not much of a 4th down gamble when it's that much of a sure thing. An easy conversion for this offense. Double time, hustling to the line to stop the clock. Backed up now. Here's 2nd and long.
Brings up 2nd down.
Looking to fire. Pocket breaking down. They immediately call timeout, trying to preserve every second they can to try to rally here late.
Timeout. Virginia.
On 3rd and long, hoping to throw beyond the sticks. Quickly complete. They make the stop about 4 yards short of the first down. Down in the 4th quarter, it's too late for empty possessions. They'll go for it on 4th down. They'll run play action. Throws toward the end zone. Incomplete on 4th down, and man, did they need to keep that drive alive. And after this play, the cake will be baked. And they'll take a knee and watch this clock keep on winding its way toward a victory. All business today for this ball club. They come out and they get the win.
And that's all that matters. It's not always pretty. You don't always do everything you want to do or check all the boxes. But at the end of the game, Jesse, you want that W.
No doubt about it. They made the plays they needed to make in order to get this win. I thought the quarterback showed tremendous poise, good leadership throughout the course of the game. Defense made stops when they had to make them. So, right, there were some things that are going to need to clean up moving forward, but ultimately they were the better team today.
That will put the wrap on things from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis. You've been watching another presentation of EA Sports College Football.